My hair is going to be a disaster in this video, so I apologize. Hey guys, and welcome to another raw AF video with me. So, in the corner, I feel like this is just my new filming spot, guys. This is just going to be where I sit all the time from now on because it's comfortable and I don't need to clean my room to chill in my corner. And this corner is my happy place anyways. But I have no makeup on, not a speck. My hair is a hot mess. I just got home from work. And yeah. Oh, my hair's really bad. I should not have just done that to it. That just made it so much worse than it was before. Oh, hate it. So I've kind of been wanting to make this video for a while, but I've kind of been a little nervous. Obviously, it's another mental health video. You guys can tell that from the title, from the thumbnail. This is another mental health video. But at the same time, it's kind of a call-out video to myself, calling myself out, some friends of mine. It's calling you out to keep an eye on your friends. This video is going to be about subtle, non-obvious forms of self-harm. Now, I feel like most people know, what most people think of when it comes to self-harm, people who cut themselves. There's a lot more ways to self-harm that you would never even guess. So we'll start out with like some kind of more obvious ones that you guys can tell when you see them. A lot of people burn themselves, a lot of people scratch themselves. Unfortunately, that's still a self-harm thing. Most people know that that's a thing. My cat is chilling here. Hi, Pete. I love you. But yeah, some people burn themselves, some people scratch themselves, some people pinch themselves. That doesn't leave a mark. But that's still more in line with what most people think of when they think of self-harm. Then you have the things that most people don't think of, which is kind of what this is a call-out video about. A lot of people will do a lot of risky behaviors in a way to harm themselves without it being blatantly obvious that it's self-harm. I know one thing that I personally do. I honestly feel like I can't even control this. So a lot of you may already know I have celiac disease, meaning I cannot eat gluten. It permanently damages my organs and it puts a whole lot of not pleasant things happening in my body. It has me in a lot of pain. It's not a fun experience when I eat gluten. And sometimes I will intentionally eat gluten. That is a form of self-harm. It may not be the same as, oh, she cut herself. But to me, those forms of self-harm are the worst ones. If you cut yourself, people can still notice. If you're doing something as subtle and simple as, when you have celiac disease, eating gluten, eating something that you're allergic to, that it may not be an anaphylactic reaction, but it still hurts you. Doing things like that, I think, is a more dangerous form of self-harm because people see it and think nothing of it. You can do that in front of anyone and you're just literally torturing yourself. I have a friend that will remain anonymous, but they said when they get bad, they don't sleep in their bed. They sleep on the floor because in their mind, I'm bad. Why should I get this nice, comfortable, warm bed? Like, that is a form of self-harm that people don't ever think about. I have another friend who's allergic to cats, but they will say quite frequently, like, oh, I would love to come over and see Pip. I always put my foot down and say no, but that's because they're allergic. Is Pip adorable and everyone should want to come see her? Yes, they should. But to knowingly put yourself into that situation, putting yourself around something that you are allergic to, that is self-harm. It may not be blatant. Most people may not even realize what's happening, but that is self-harm. There's so many other things too, guys. Like, sometimes you have that friend who goes to all the parties and is always really, really drunk. There's a very good chance that that's them technically self-harming. If you get so drunk that you don't remember the night, that physically hurts your body. That is you doing some type of destructive behavior because in the moment, it makes you feel better. And that is, by definition, what self-harm is. You are harming yourself to give yourself some type of release, to make yourself feel slightly better in the moment. That is what getting too drunk at a party is. Smoking. A lot of people pick up cigarettes as a way to, relax, but it harms them. It is, by definition, self-harm. I don't know, guys. There's so much that goes into it, where your friend's behavior could easily be their way of hurting themselves. And that sucks. Do you know how difficult it is to tell your friends, hey, I hurt myself? Because so many people who have normal, healthy brains don't understand why you do it. People with unhealthy brains don't even necessarily understand why you do it. Me, for example, like I said, I will sometimes intentionally eat gluten. My brain tells me, do not do it. Do not do it. But it's as if I cannot control myself. I'll go someplace and my brain will be like, oh, like I'm going to order this salad with no croutons because it's gluten-free. And then my mouth will be like, yeah, can I get the fried chicken covered in breading? That's just an exaggeration. I don't know the last time that I actually had fried chicken, but that's my example for you guys. It'll be something like that. My brain will say, I'm going to do this, which is the healthy thing, but then my actions, no matter what I'm telling myself to do, I can't follow through with it. And I don't understand why I work that way. I don't understand why humans work that way, but that is mental illness. That is exactly what mental illness is. You will have every full intention of doing something the right way, but then you just physically cannot do it. And that is a prime example of what leads people to self-harming. I do have a history of cutting. I have not cut in about 2.5 years now, but back when I did, my brain would tell me, what are you doing? You cannot do that. But I would do it anyways. I had no control over myself when I was at that point. And that's what it is now when I self-harm by eating gluten when I have celiac disease. Luckily with me, the whole eating gluten when I have celiac does not happen very often. It's only when something really, really, really triggering happens that I sort of lose full control over myself. And I end up doing something like that because I constantly tell myself, do not do it. My brain, I have a planner where I plan everything out. I plan out my meals, I plan out what time I go to bed, I plan out what time I do everything. But then when I get to a certain point, I cannot follow that at all. I will read it, I will say I'm doing this from this time to this time, and then my body will not follow through with it. It's unfortunately a huge problem that I have, where everything will be planned. My brain is working properly, and then my body can't follow through because of the mental illness. Because it's like my brain is two completely separate brains battling against each other. I have my healthy brain and I have my sick brain. And the healthy brain has everything planned in a perfect way, and the sick brain comes in and goes, hey, we're not doing that. We're doing what I want to do. I don't know, guys. I feel like this is just kind of a call-out video. Just something to be like, hey, check up on your friends. Like, the stuff that they're doing might be their way of hurting themselves. It's not always obvious what someone is doing. Someone could be doing something with full intentions of harming themselves and you have no idea. Keep an eye on your friends and don't be afraid to reach out. I'm very lucky in that I have surrounded myself with some absolutely amazing people. Like, some of the people in my life, I can't even begin to explain how grateful I am for them. If you see one of your friends, kind of engaging in riskier behavior, like the partying thing, or like, I don't even know. You guys know your friends. You guys know when their personality shifts. Keep an eye on them and reach out to them. The smallest things truly can be someone trying to hurt themselves. And we want to end that. At the end of the day, there is no reason to self-harm. As someone who has a long history with self-harm, at the end of the day, there is no reason to self-harm. I understand when you have no actual control over it, because that is exactly how I am. I have no control over it. But that's when it's time to reach out to someone. If you're struggling with self-harm, please, please reach out. And if you're afraid that a friend may be, reach out to them. Because you have no idea how difficult it is to be the person in that position. There is nothing more difficult than reaching out to a friend and saying, I need help. There's this fear that when you reach out to them, they may reject you. It happened to me. I reached out to one of my best friends and I pretty much got shut down with, oh, well, that sucks. But reach out. Because even if one person rejects you, that just tells you who they are. You know what I mean? Your true friends and the people that do matter will care. And they'll do everything they can for you. Alright guys, I know this was a heavier video. I'm sorry. This is something I just needed to get out there. Thank you so much for watching. I have some really fun videos planned coming up much later than this mental health series that I'm working on. I have to adjust because my foot fell asleep. So this is actually the last video that you'll see before the big anniversary. January 21st is the anniversary of my father passing away. It is 4 years. And tentatively, it is supposed to be a huge snowstorm that weekend, but tentatively, my best friend Danny is supposed to come down for that weekend. So we'll be filming a bunch as long as the snowstorm doesn't stop her from coming down. So we have a list of stuff that should be coming up, the two of us, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell, because if you don't, YouTube will not notify you when I upload a new video, because YouTube is broken, and we all know this. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.